15 beautiful love quotes, my perceptions and explanations. Hi, friends. Welcome to Marriage Realities, a comprehensive relationship channel. Today's video will be looking at the beautiful love quotes which emphasizes how you should live your married life. Your relationship with your spouse should be a beautiful experience to you, and these love quotes show the depth and wealth of love in relationships. Shall we now look at some 15 wonderful love quotes which will show how deep your love should be for your spouse? The number 1 love quote. You have found the true love when you realize that you want to wake up beside your love every morning, even when you have your differences, by unknown. My explanation: a marriage without problems does not exist for any couples. You too will face multiple relationship problems with your spouse. You will also experience differences of opinion with your spouse, but your true love for your spouse would definitely tide over your differences. When you feel content to wake up with your spouse on your side, it just means your love for each other is so strong that your differences would never affect your relationship with him or her. The number 2 love quote. I love you not only for what you are, but for what I am when I'm with you, by Roy Croft. A beautiful love quote, isn't it? My explanation: this quote simplifies the meaning of love. A good marriage happens when you accept your spouse for what he or she is. And more important is the feeling your spouse evokes in you. When you feel content and fulfilled with your spouse, you just cannot ask for more in your marriage. Number 3 love quote. Love is not about how many days, weeks, or months you've been together. It is all about how much you love each other every day, by unknown person. My explanation: your marriage is not about the days you lived with your spouse. The quantity of your days together with your spouse does not matter at all. It is the quality of love you enjoy with your spouse that matters. When you enjoy every day of your togetherness with your spouse, your marriage is a worthwhile experience. Number 4 love quote. In this crazy world full of change and chaos, there is one thing of which I'm certain, one thing which does not change: my love for you, by unknown. My explanation: changes happen in your life every day. Your emotions change, your attitude change, your life experience also changes. But there is one thing that will never change. It is your love for your spouse. Number 5 love quote. You know you're in love when you can't sleep because reality is finally better than your dreams, by Dr. Seuss. My explanation: your dating days are dream days. It is not unusual when you spend sleepless nights during your love days, as you're filled with rosy dreams about your relationship with your spouse. But true love is when you're so fulfilled about your married life that you feel it to be better than your love days. Number 6 love quote. Love is like the wind. You can't see it, but you can feel it, by Nicholas Sparks. My explanation: love is an emotion. Love is a feeling. You cannot see love physically, but you can feel love within you. And the emotional feeling of love makes it a beautiful and divine experience. Number 7 love quote. You don't love someone because they are perfect. You love them in spite of the fact that they are not, by Jodie Picoult. There is no perfect spouse in the whole world. There is no perfect marriage in the whole world. When you truly love your spouse, you overlook his or her imperfections. Accepting your spouse with all his or her drawbacks is the hallmark of true love. Number 8 love quote. Love is needing someone. Love is putting up with someone's bad qualities because they somehow complete you, by Sarah Deason. My explanation: when you're truly in love with your spouse, you drastically need him or her in your life. And true love is when you adjust and adapt to the negative qualities of your spouse, as you cannot imagine your life without him or her. In spite of the negative qualities of your spouse, you feel only he or she can make you feel complete and wholesome. Number 9 love quote. There is a madness in loving you, a lack of reason that makes it so flawless, by Leo Christopher. My explanation: Love for your spouse needs no reason. You do not love your spouse with a reason or cause. You love your spouse because he or she makes you feel good. And this is how your love for your spouse should be. Number 10 love quote. You're the last thought in my mind when I drift off to sleep, the first thought when I wake up each morning, by unknown. My explanation. When you truly love your spouse, he or she is constantly in your mind. You wake up thinking about your spouse and go to sleep with him or her in your mind. That deep is your love for your spouse. Number 11 love quote. I know of no greater happiness than to be with you all the time, without interruption, without end, by Frank Kafka. My explanation. When you found your true love, you want to live your life with him or her forever. You feel fulfilled only when you're living with your spouse. You feel content and happy only when you live with your spouse. This is how your relationship with your spouse be. Happiness all the way. Number 12 love quote. Love isn't finding a perfect person. It's seeing an imperfect person perfectly, by Sam Keane. My explanation. True love does not look for perfection in your spouse. Your spouse might have many imperfections. In spite of the imperfections, you love your spouse for what he or she is. Accepting your spouse with all his or her imperfections shows how deeply you love him or her. Number 13 love quote. Love does not begin and end the way we seem to think it does. Love is a battle. Love is a war. Love is growing up, by James Baldwin. My explanation. Your rosy dreams about your marriage will never happen. In reality, your marriage would never be a bed of roses as you imagine it to be. You'll be facing relationship issues all through your married life. But when you truly love your spouse, your love will tide over your relationship problems and become more mellow and genuine. Number 14 love quote. Love is a product of how you respond. Love is showing your partner they are safe, you'll catch them if they fall, and you'll drop everything if they need you. Love is unconditional. Love doesn't keep score, by Shane Parrish. My explanation. Real love is all about emotional security. When you make your spouse feel protected and sheltered by you, it foretells how deep your love is. Being supportive and protective towards your spouse builds up your marriage. Your intense love makes your spouse feel that you will be beside him or her at all his or her difficult times. You truly love your spouse that you do not hesitate when your spouse needs you. Your support for your spouse is instant and unconditional. Number 15 love quote. It doesn't matter if the guy is perfect or the girl is perfect, as long as they are perfect for each other, by Sean. You need not be a perfect person. Your spouse need not be a perfect person. But when you're perfectly suited to each other, this is all that matters in your relationship. Did you like all these love quotes? I'm sure you did. I too loved them. And this video is my perceptions about these beautiful love quotes. Marriage Realities will have many such relationship eye-openers. Subscribe to my channel to understand your marriage in a new light. Make love forever until death do us part your relationship goal.